What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I'm here to bring to you a video this week. I know this week is quote-unquote improvement week, so we don't have a game scheduled for this Saturday, but I did want to bring to you a couple of videos about my thoughts about Michigan football during this improvement week or bye week, whichever one you want to call it. So I'm going to be making another video probably either tomorrow or in the next couple of days. But this video, I wanted to talk to you about something that I saw last week. I just haven't, I haven't decided to discuss it until now. And it's in regards to recruiting. So for people who haven't been paying, much attention to the latest in the recruiting for Michigan football, last week, I think on Thursday, we received a surprise decommitment of Mario Ingenio, and I know I was completely, surprised about it. I think maybe the main reason why I was so surprised is because he seemed like a guy that was real excited about, committing to Michigan. He even talked about bringing other guys into the mix to, potentially commit to Michigan. So typically someone that says that is someone that's, pretty much fully involved, fully engaged with the program, and you would think that they'd be like the last person to decommit. So when I saw that he was the person that decommitted, I was really surprised. So I was like, why on earth would he decommit? Like, what's the reason for that? Now, I always wonder why people decommit from programs. And typically, you never get any reason behind it. You always get the vanilla thank you Instagram post or Twitter posts of their decommitment and thanking the coaches and thanking the university for giving you the opportunity, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. You never really get the backstory of why the decommitment happened. So I was interested to know why on earth he would decommit after being someone that was so readily involved with trying to, recruit other people to come to Michigan. So I did a little digging. Now, obviously, none of what I'm going to say is 100% fact or truth because he hasn't officially said this is what it is. So it's just stuff that I've read, message board stuff, people filling in the dots, giving their opinion or their theories about it. So from what I've heard, the reason why he decommitted is because basically he had a friend who he thought was going to also be a part of our recruiting class, and when he found out that he wasn't going to be part of the part of the class for 2022, he decided he was going to decommit because Michigan wasn't going to take his friend. So I'm going to get into my thoughts and feelings about that in a second. But the real question I wanted to bring to people, and you can leave this in the comment section below, because I know this has happened probably not only to Michigan, but obviously other teams throughout college football. But do you feel that it's fair, or do you think that teams should, how could I put this? Should they be forced to take on a secondary person in order to land a key commit? So in other words, do you feel that Michigan should have taken on this guy's friend in order to keep his commitment, or were they right to say no? We got to draw the line somewhere. Sorry, we can't take your friend, and that's just the bottom line with that. So leave me a comment in the comment section below. Do you think that college programs should be taking on people's friends in order to appease the key commit that they're trying to get? Or should it just be, these are the key targets. If you want to be on board with us, great. If not, look, we're not going to take your friend. So, I mean, I understand why Michigan made the decision that they did. It's kind of strange. Here's where part of my opinion comes in. Because what's happening is there's a domino effect to this. So, not only did they not take his friend, so he decided he was going to decommit, but he was also friends with Deion Walker, who was still one of those people that was on the fence and hadn't committed, but was a Michigan lean. And now because Ingenio decided he wants to decommit, now Deion Walker is saying, well, that's my friend, and because he decided that he doesn't want to be part of the class for Michigan football, I may not decide to go to Michigan after all because my friend is not going there. So, my honest opinion, I think that's crazy. And I know people be watching the video saying, of course you're going to say that because you're a Michigan football fan, so obviously you're going to be biased in that. But I'm not saying that from a standpoint of being a Michigan football fan. I'm just saying it from a standpoint of a man making the decision about their own future. Because at the end of the day, it really should not matter what your friend is doing. That should not be the reason why you choose to go to a particular school, enroll in a particular school, or decide to play sports at a particular school. Should not be because of what your friends are doing, or what your friends feel, or what they're going to say, or where they're going, or anything like that. That decision is something that's going to be part of the grand scheme of everything that you do for the rest of your life. Outside of football, you're still getting an education at the end of the day. So you should not be weighing your decision based off of where your buddy is going. Like I said, I'm not saying that from a standpoint of a Michigan football a fan. I'm just saying that as a standpoint of, it's just, to me, it's just common sense as far as how you should be trying to, at the best, live your life. Right now, as it is, I would love for Damani Jackson to decommit from USC and become a part of Michigan's recruiting class for 2022. I'd really love that. And I know that part of his decision is, could be because Will Johnson is there. But I hope that he makes the best decision for himself, and his decision has nothing to do with the fact that his buddy Will Johnson is committed to Michigan. So if he decides that he's going to still stay true to his commitment to USC and he ends up going there, obviously as a Michigan fan I'd be bummed out about it, but I'd fully respect his decision. Because at the end of the day, he did what he felt was best for him and for his life. Shouldn't matter what Will Johnson is doing. For all he knows, he could commit to Michigan because of Will Johnson. Will Johnson, after a year, decides, you know what, I'm going to transfer. So what's he going to do? Is he going to transfer with Will Johnson? No. So, that's how I feel about that. I remember it was a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when Zach Harrison, we were fighting. It was either us or Ohio State. I remember this real clear. And for a good amount of time, he was a lean for Michigan. And then all of a sudden, at the end, he decided he was going to go to Ohio State. And from what I heard, part of the reason why he decided to do that was because of the whole dynamic of Michigan always losing to Ohio State, him being from Ohio, and the fact that he would have to go home and have to hear it from his friends about the fact that he was going to Michigan and was losing to Ohio State. The fact that you'd have to hear that every time he went back home, and heard that was part of the decision on why he decided to go to Ohio State. I thought that was crazy. I mean, why would you make a decision based off of what your friends thought about you, or made the decision because of the ridicule that you would get going back home about the fact that you're going to Michigan, the team that you initially wanted to go to, but because of what your friends might say to you when you go back home, you decide to go to Ohio State. I thought that was crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, if the man decided that he wanted to go to Ohio State because he felt that was the best choice for him, then go at it. But if you did that because of what your friends were going to say to you, that's a weak decision. Because at the end of the day, if you excel and you become, an NFL product, there's a good chance that some of those same friends that you were worried about making fun of you, once you get to that level, you might not even see those friends anymore. Hell, you might not even see those friends once you go to college. So why would you make it so that, your decision is, partly because of what they said or what they would potentially say to you? So, what I'm saying is, I don't understand the whole process of decommitting because you couldn't bring your friend along with you. And like I said, I think that this is not the first time. It probably may not even be the last time. But I understand why the University of Michigan decided to put their foot down and just told them no. 'Cause, why should they give up, a scholarship to someone that they don't even want just to get somebody else? Now, it sucks if, we lose out on another recruit because of it, but, where does it stop? Where do you draw the line? So this may have happened before, and they said, we're not going to do that anymore, and this might be what happened because of it. So I understand it. But, I remember the first time I really saw anything kind of like this, if I'm not mistaken, was but this was in professional sports, with Dennis Rodman and Jack Haley. And I remember they brought Jack Haley in and just had him sitting on the bench to be Rodman's quote-unquote cheerleader, and only because Rodman liked them. So I thought that was crazy, but it's a lot different. First of all, for basketball, because it's less people involved. The bench is much shorter, so one person coming in could make that big of an impact. And Rodman in his prime made that much of an impact. So I understand the decision making, but in football, and you're just an edge rusher, and from what I know, there's still potentially someone just as good as him that we have an inside track on for recruiting anyways. So I guess Michigan felt, well, we're going to get, we have a chance to get another person who's just as good as him anyways without taking on this extra baggage. So, anyways, like I said, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about that. Do you think that teams, is there any situation where you would think that you would want to take on, say, a friend of a high-end recruit? When would it be worth it? Are you talking about, like, say if it was like Walter Nolan, and he had a buddy that was like a 2-star recruit, I mean, but if he said that I will commit to your program if you bring on my buddy, is that worth it? Like, where do you draw the line? Or do you just say no to anybody that tries to pull that? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. And if you like the video, definitely feel free to leave a like on the video. It definitely helps my channel, and I appreciate anybody that does like the video. It's definitely helping me out. And you know, if you like my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow the channel as big as possible, so anybody that does, you know, that does decide to just subscribe to the channel, I truly appreciate it. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and as always, go blue.